everybody, Stuart here from Bits of Chips, and welcome back to my journey into profitable poker. Today we're going to be looking at some stats on Poker Tracker 4 that we need to know when we look at player types. Poker Tracker 4 will help us immeasurably when it comes to profiling players and off-the-felt analysis. This is a great piece of software and very cost effective, and you can pick yourself up a coffee at bitsofchips.com/software. Also, if you purchase through the website, there is a 10% cashback. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay, so the first thing we need to look at when it comes to Poker Tracker 4 is Vpip. This is short for voluntary put money in pot. This stat lets you know how active or how many hands your opponent is playing on the table. So the higher the stat, the looser the player is, but we'll cover that in the next video. So as you can see, Vpip equals number of times the player puts money in the pot divided by the total number of hands dealt minus the number of walks. A walk is when the player is in the big blind and the action falls all the way around to the player and he picks up the pot without putting a raise in. Another important stat we need to look at is PFR. This is short for pre-flop raise. It means how many times your opponent raises pre-flop. So that means an opening raise, 3-bet, 4-bet, or an all-in call. This stat shows you how aggressive your opponent is on the table. Okay, so let's have a look at Poker Tracker 4. This is the review page that we first land on. On here, we can see our overall performance and win rate of our games in graph form. Plus, it gives a bunch of other info such as how many hands we've played, how much we have won overall, our overall VPIP and PFR, and our total aggression factor, plus a number of other stats as well. On the left, you can see a number of filters. You can filter your data into various types such as position, game type, or date, and so much more. Leak Tracker is another function in Poker Tracker 4. This is a great feature. How it works is it runs analysis on your play. This is based on the hands you have played. It then outputs this analysis in a form of bar chart. It will then tell you where it thinks you have leaks in your games. It applies a range per stat, such as VPIP, then it will show you where you currently reside within that range. It does this on a number of stats, as you can see. Also, there is a video on each stat about how you can improve if you need to. Another very useful feature is Holdem Hand Range Visualizer. As you can see, it displays all of your hands played in range form. So when we begin to build our ranges, we can use this feature to see whether we are effective with actual results. So as you can see on the left, there are filters. It allows you to select how you want to see your ranges, such as VPIP or 3-bet ranges. And you can see the darker color on the range means how often you are acting with that hand. So the darker the colour, the more often we are playing that hand. Another feature in Poker Tracker 4 are hand replays. As it captures all of your hands you have played, you can also replay these. This is a great feature for when you are reviewing hand history or hand reading, which is what we'll be doing every week. So this is a feature that I will be using all of the time. Another very good feature in Poker Tracker 4 is the HUD. HUD, in case you didn't know, stands for Heads Up Display. And in Poker Tracker 4, it can display numerous different types of information and stats, not only on you, but your opponents. And the more you play against someone, the more accurate your information becomes. I use a pre-bought HUD, which I then adapt to suit my needs. There is a default HUD in Poker Tracker 4, and you can make your own HUD if you want to. There are many videos on YouTube how to, but I would suggest either using the one that's pre-installed or purchase one, as it's much easier. If you want this one that I use, then you can go to bitsofchips.com/software. Okay, let's take a look at what we can see from our HUD. Okay, so as you can see, this game is a 1 and 2 cents 6-match cash game, and I have my HUD set up on it. So let's take a look at some of the stats. So here is my VPIP and PFR as mentioned earlier. This is our bread and butter when it comes to profiling players. This is the total number of hands played against that player. So the more hands you play, the more accurate your information on a player will become. Here is the notes section. This is where you can add notes on players such as what hands you have seen at showdown and in what position. This is a great note-taking feature as it will help us when it comes to creating their ranges. Okay, so as you can see, there are a lot of stats. Plus, there are some pop-ups with more stats on here. Here, you can see the VPIP has been broken down to each position. This is very helpful as you can see how good a player is. If his VPIP is the same across all positions, then you know he is a complete fish. Also, along with the notes you take against the player, you can build ranges for him in each position. If you know what he or she will play in what position, you can then counter his or her moves. but I'll be looking at these stats later on. Okay, so this is just a quick look at Poker Tracker 4. There is much more when it comes to this software, and I will take more in-depth look on other videos. But for now, that's sufficient for what we need. But if you want to know more about this software, then take a look on YouTube, as there are lots of videos about it. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you join me on the next one. And as always, if you want to find me, you can catch me on Twitter or Facebook, or you can just comment on this video. And if you haven't already done so, please press the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.